Askreddit asks, what's a pointless fact you know?
During the papal election of 1292 to 1294, the cardinals were taking a long time to select a pope. A hermit wrote to the cardinals saying if they didn't choose a pope soon, God would be pissed. The cardinals elected this hermit as Pope Celestine V. He initially refused and had to be dragged to Rome. He spent his entire papacy writing the rule that popes were allowed to resign. When he was finished writing it, he resigned.
Then afterwards, he was imprisoned by the next pope who was worried he would become an anti-pope. He died in prison 2 years later at 81.
This is humorous to me. I'm just picturing a shrug while saying, fuck it. If you care so much, you can do it. Almost like they gave him the job to troll him for criticizing him.
The reason vampires can't see themselves in mirrors is because mirrors used to be made with a layer of silver inside. However, modern mirrors don't, meaning that vampires could look in the mirror now.
One day an innocent vampire looks into the mirror and sees his image on display. He believes he's not a vampire anymore until he go out for a walk in the morning.
Most modern mirrors, the overwhelming majority, still use silver. The only thing that has changed is how it's applied. Specifically, tin is used as a binding agent to the glass and then a layer of silver is applied, drastically reducing the amount of silver required to create a mirror.
I read in the other thread, if you took the whole solar system and shrunk it down so that the sun was at your head and the orbit of Pluto was at your feet, Uranus would be just where you'd expect it to be.
Nice. Question is, can we really trust that other thread? I want to see empirical evidence.
The line between the two numbers in a fraction is called the vinculum.
So is the bar above the numbers in a radical sign. It's a grouping symbol just like brackets and parentheses. Also, have you ever thought about how the division sign looks like a vinculum with two dots where the numbers should be? Edit. Now my highest upvoted comment is because of my high school math teacher. Thanks Paula. Edit 2. Thank you kind stranger for this gift of wealth.
Bumblebees are the only kind of bees that can pollinate a potato.
Bumblebees are pollen sluts as the only bee that will gather nectar from any flower. They're going to save our ecosystem.
Pigeons, along with flamingos and penguins, produce milk, as in they produce a fatty, creamy fluid and exclusively feed the young on it for the first few weeks of their lives before weaning him. Controlled by the hormone prolactin, same as in mammals. I can't think of a single instance where knowing about bird milk will help me. Edited. I have underestimated the internet's interest in pigeon milk.
Wait, where does it come from? Do pigeons have mini boobs or something?
A British submarine and a French submarine, both carrying nuclear missiles, collided with each other because they couldn't detect one another. Edit. Wow, I really did not think that anyone would even care about this fact. But I am so thankful that approximately 190 of you took the time to comment on this in that over 18. People upvoted this in less than 12 hours. Thank you so much. You have definitely made my day. Closing parenthesis.
Wikipedia article on the HMS Vanguard and La Triomphant submarine, URL redacted, wiki, HMS_Vanguard _and_La Triomphant submarine collision #collision.
Pretty damn effective.
If you took all of the asteroids in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter and mashed them together into a single big object, it would only amount to 4% the mass of Earth's moon. The largest asteroid, Ceres, accounts for about 1/3 of the total mass of the asteroid belt.
Bedad is the 10th most popular Christmas list request for kids. Edit. It's a statistic. One source I found for it was the URL redacted, topics Christmas, 9,764,688. Bedad is 10th most popular Christmas list request for children. HTML, which specifically cited a study of 2,000 British parents. In some sources I've looking at different populations. It's even higher, but this article seemed to be the most reliable.
Disney park employees point with 2 fingers instead of 1. The reason for this, that they tell you that pointing with 1 finger in other cultures is disrespectful. While that is true, they usually avoid the part that Walt Disney himself used to point with 2 fingers. Because he was always smoking. They actually go to great lengths to hide this. And any official picture of him has the cigarette photoshopped out. It only still exists in old videos because of how hard it was to not show that.
Former Disney cast member. Don't know how to point with 1 finger anymore. It's like a part of who I am as a person now.
There once existed an alleged theoretical state of war that lasted 335 years and 19 days. And was between the Dutch and an archipelago off the coast of southwest England called the Isles of Scilly. What's more, there were no casualties because the Dutch forgot that they were at war with the Isles. It wasn't until a Scilly historian contacted the Dutch about the war in 1985 and received the information that the war was still technically ongoing. That a peace treaty was signed in 1986.
Puppies sneeze at each other to let them know that they're fighting for play. Not for real.
Oh my god, I thought my dogs were just really weird. My dog's always sneezing when he gets excited. Is this why?
Jesus Christ, I didn't think you could make puppies any cuter than they already are. But you did it.
After the Paraguayan War, 1870, there were only 22,000 males left alive in the country. Almost 70% of its adult male population died, which left a female-to-male ratio of 4:1.
If I remember correctly, they allowed polygamy to help repopulate the country.
While the idea of having 4 women for every 1 male entertained the warrior at first, he soon started to miss his comrades.
A single piece of glitter is called a scintilla.
Possums eat about 5,000 ticks in one season and help prevent the spread of Lyme disease. Thanks. Only marsupial in North America. Edit. Didn't expect our nocturnal friend to be so popular. Thanks to all the comments. I also learned some new useless facts. It's opossums as the context is a North American marsupial, even though so many people colloquially say possum, and the opossum has a couple marsupial friends. Closing parenthesis.
MasterCard numbers start with 5, Visa cards start with 4, Discover cards and store specialty cards start with 6, Amex starts with 3, R retail in high school.
In men, the average speed of semen exiting the penis during ejaculation is 28 miles per hour, which is slightly faster than Usain Bolt's world record running pace 27.8 miles per hour.
So, in a race, I'd come first.
The only thing faster than a bolt is a nut. Thanks for the gold. I wrote this on the toilet.
Lobsters have colorless blood.
Related fact: a starfish's blood is just salt water.
It used to be thought that they couldn't be aged because they shed the entirety of their carapace each year or so. It's only recently that marine biologists realized that when they shed, they leave a tiny little ring around each of their antennae. To age a lobster, you need to count the rings.
Tapers can scratch their ears with their dicks if they want to.
You can't. Removed.
I can. I just need a pair of scissors.
That was terrifying.
More collect calls are made on Father's Day than any other day.
Happy Father's Day. Can you post my bail?
Number 10 on my Xmas list coming true. Thanks Santa. Santa Claus light skin tone.
Dad, you're not supposed to wish me a happy Father's Day.
The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn.
And their national flower is a thistle. The only flower I want is one that lets me slice through an Englishman's throat. John Oliver Edit. Credit where it's due. I totally forgot where I had heard it.
Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts.
My Spanish teacher used this as extra credit, so it isn't entirely pointless.
What does it have to do with Spanish?
Barbarita mil centavos Robertos. Ole.
A jiffy is the amount of time it takes light to travel 1 centimeter in a vacuum.
Watched this on YouTube last night. A jiffy depends on whether you're a physicist, a chemist, or an engineer.
There's a poison ivy in Australia that's called suicide ivy, URL redacted, wiki, dendrosnide_moroids, because its sting hurts so much that people often just put a bullet to the head to end the pain. Edit. Some more insight. Writing to Marina in 1994. Australian ex-serviceman Cyril Bromley described falling into a stinging tree during military training on the Tableland in World War II. Strapped to a hospital bed for 3 weeks and administered all manner of unsuccessful treatments. He was sent, as mad as a cut snake by the pain. Cyril also told of an officer shooting himself after using a stinging tree leaf for toilet purposes. EDIT 2. The scariest part IMO is the fact that it looks like every other plant ever. http. 4. BP. blogspot.com/doge-gimpi-5 JPEG bonus. This IE a close-up of their glass-like stingers. URL redacted.
The Bellagio Hotel in Vegas has more rooms than the actual population of Bellagio, Italy.
The Bellagio cost more to build than the entire state spent on education in a year.
Bellagio is an Italian city? Till.
Bellagio is located on Lake Como and it's actually one of the best places in Italy. Closing parenthesis dot.
Lollipop is the longest word in the English language that can be typed using just the right side of a keyboard.
And stewardesses is one of the longest words that can be typed using just the left side.
Almost all of URL redacted can be typed with one hand. You just need to stretch your finger over for the R and C. This way your other hand is free for eating or something.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you amazing people.